Did CJ? Oh my God! What?
And the engine lights on fire.
What?
Yes, I'm not even joking.
Like Sledge, Luke, and Chad have about 100 million, so they're like 1/5 of the just
Exactly,
them three.
Yes, you guys know we've made many memories inside this office, and those clips right there were just snippets from the Venture Capital podcast, the one that I host here live every single Saturday or Sunday, with a new guest every single week where we can talk about credit cards, personal finance, life advice, and even just overall crazy travel stories. But who am I to keep that all to myself, right? So I figured let's cut it down, let's condense it down to just some of the funniest moments. Now, of course, this is not all going to be about credit cards. It's going to be a lot of entertaining moments, some funny moments and conversations that I had that kind of changed my mind on certain things, and just really insightful topics. So I understand if you came for the credit cards and you don't stay for everything else, but if you do stay for everything else, I appreciate you. For everyone that has caught the lives, watched the VODs, and even just the guys, the creators who have been on the podcast, from me to you, with all of my being, I appreciate you guys so much. None of this could be possible if no one cared, right? But every single week we have 40 to 50 people who are enjoying the live streams, have a good time, and I have a really good time myself. So without further ado, let's get into the first clip. And this one is actually me and CJ debating whether or not you should be Team Classic Gold or Team Rose Gold. Spoiler alert, I win. Roll the clip!
Everyone wants to chase gold mines. It's like, oh, it's a gold mine. You know, it's worth a lot of money. Think about it, right? If Valentine's Day, I go to the deli and I want to go buy a dozen roses. How much is that? A dozen roses is, what would you say? They're about $1 each? About $12 for a dozen roses? Would you agree?
Probably, or a little bit more.
And that would probably weigh how much? Maybe about 16 ounces, about a pound? Maybe a little less, maybe say half a pound.
Oh, here we go.
How much is just an ounce of gold worth? Just an ounce. Oh, last I checked, it's about $2,000. So you're saying it's like 2,000 times better than a singular rose? I mean, that's kind of sad, for being honest. It's a little bit sad. And this isn't the 1600s anymore, or the 1400s where we had tulip mania. Okay, I get that was a thing. All right, and this isn't rose.
It's anymore. You weren't even alive back in the 1600s.
I was around there. I was basically around there. Kate says, "Way off, Aunt." Excuse me. How many girlfriends and fiancés have you delivered roses to? I think I know my prices. All right, I know the deli right in Greenridge and Staten Island. $12 for a dozen. I know the prices because I got them.
So I remember it distinctly because I had like $17,000 of credit card debt, right?
Okay.
And it was out of control. But then we had a house fire, and
tell me what happened. Oh no.
We were able to write off, like, itemize literally everything in the house, and we got cut a check for it. So I was able to I got a get out of jail free card, basically. And
wow.
It was insane. Yeah, it was insane. So no, I'm not going to say like I, dug myself out working hard. No.
There was no hard work involved.
There was no hard work. It
just lit a match. That was it.
I'm not recommending people go the same route, I guess. But
don't get a house fire.
Yeah. I was able to, do that, and then never go into credit card yet again. So, yeah.
So rose gold is a very popular option because it is warmer, it is more subtle, and it is more romantic. When was the last time you heard someone say that gold is romantic? I've never seen the ladies wear gold, plain, classic, yellow, ugly gold to their wedding. It's rose gold.
Did CJ? Oh my God! What?
I'm definitely suing you now, Tony.
Leanna, what the hell?
Look at what I got you, Tony. There you go.
What? What?
That's like so awesome. I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it.
What in the hell?
Who's going to top Liana, man? That is awesome.
Oh, and last, before we go, Amex Classic Gold or Rose Gold?
That's not a question. That'd be the Classic Gold, but
let's go.
Oh, I want to see Odin real quick.
Oh, bring Odin by. Yeah.
Come here.
He's going to sign us off like he normally does.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
There he is.
Look at him.
So majestic.
So many, like you put out a poll recently, I think, how many are active credit cards are there in the US right now? And I think the answer was it
It was like 518 million, I think.
518 million, right?
Card accounts, yeah.
Which is crazy. And
Yeah.
was that US or the world?
That was US. That was, yeah, the amount of cards open in the US are outnumber the amount of people because people have multiple cards usually. So
Yeah. And actually Sledge, Luke, and Chad have about 100 million. So they're like 1/5 of the just them three.
Yeah.
Look at what color it showed up in. Let's close this to rose gold.
Oh, it is in rose gold.
Just say it.
It is in rose gold, Leanna. Richie had a really serious question for you. So I just, I know you're sitting already, but I just want to make sure that you are prepared. So the CEO of Credit One, Richie, came in hot and he said, boxers briefs or zipperless pants?
Or what is that supposed to mean here? I only get to choose one?
Your face.
That's wow.
We're not here to interpret. We're just here to answer. Boxers briefs or zipperless pants?
I don't know what the question is asking here.
Now, what's the deal with Bank of America, man? Why do they get such a bad rap? Why do people how come nobody's talking about Bank of America? Is it just not sexy? What's going on? Of course, but I remember seeing Dave Hansen. I mentioned this on another live stream. He had a particular way of having anything covered in life up to 5%. Everything that he paid for in life was 5%. And I think I remember one of his cards was the Bank of America Preferred Rewards?
And then if you've got like the Premium Rewards card, Unlimited Rewards card, Travel Rewards card, Premium Rewards Elite card, you can product change that card down to the customized cash rewards card. So now you have an army of no annual fee, 5.25% cashback cards, and that's great. And if you pair that with like the City Custom Cash card, which you could also get multiple City Custom Cash cards, you have an army of 5% cashback cards where you can use for different categories. That's why they call it the endgame setup, because that would be the best way. If you could get a bunch of 5% cashback cards and they're all no annual fee, you can just call it a day. That's kind of it.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question. A lot of people were really, really intrigued to know this. They really wanted to know. So I just want to kind of brace you for this question that's about to hit, because it takes a lot out of me to think about this. So the question that everyone has on their mind for you is, are you team Amex Classic Gold or team Amex Rose Gold?
Oh my God. I have to choose my words carefully because I respect CJ very much, because CJ is first on almost every video. I have no idea how he does it. He must have made some sort of bot that does it for him or something, because he's always first. But CJ, I'm sorry, I am team Classic Gold.
Let's go.
Because like I said before in many streams before, the rose gold, in my opinion, looks like kind of a dirty platinum. I don't know what to say about that.
I started off back in the day with a dealer's credit card, my very first credit card.
Like that, like down here we have Dillard's or like Nordstrom.
Dillard's.
Like I don't know what Saks Fifth Avenue is.
I'm thinking about I'm living to work, because everything's around working. You want to get a vacation, what you got to do. You got to see if your job will let you off, or maybe your job, maybe you have a job where you can plan vacations, and that's fine. But guess what? You just still have to plan it around that job, right?
Yeah.
Your kid has soccer or football or whatever. You have to be the person. Either I'm not going to work, I got to schedule around it. Everything revolves around your job. And I just don't think that's what life should be. And it took me 23 years to realize it. But now that I have, I wouldn't change anything the way I did. Yeah, I wouldn't change any of that. I would have done it sooner.
Oh. Oh my God. What the hell?
You're right back. You're going to leave me? All right. Look at Anthony in the back. He's facing back up. Liana, what did you do to Tony, man?
So I have my kid, and the first thing I think of is I live in a village. It's not even a town. It's not a city. It's a village. So I live in a village in Ohio. and it's a great place to raise kids. It's a great place to live, but it is a very limited perspective for the people that grow up here. So I remembered when I was a kid in a small town, I knew things about Nashville. I knew things about, Miami. I knew things about all these other places. So I said, we have to travel to get this boy, some perspective of what else is out there. So my biggest thing with the travel game is he has to be a citizen of the world before he leaves my house. My big thing right now is this boy has to become worldly, and he has to have a perspective of what the entire world looks like as compared to where he lives. Because I think some of these kids here don't get that.
I know I should let a balloon go, like Kelby said. I should let a balloon go just for the.
No!
It was just like crazy at the Seattle airport. I don't know why, but it was super. Yeah, we missed our flight. We like went on like there's like a train that goes to different gates, and we like were on the train or whatever. And then because on the Delta app it like showed what gate they're at, and then we like pressed it was there. But then on the board it was different, and then like we had to like take a train to get back, and then I like ran to our gate. And then we show up, and then they're like closed. I'm like pleading with them. I'm like, please, like it's our honeymoon. Like let me or whatever. And then prepare for this live stream, but I was just like, and then just like I was so mad. But then we like continued going, and then I like booked a different flight for the next day, and then next day we're like on the runway on the flight, and the engine lights on fire.
What?
Yes, I'm not even joking. I couldn't be making this up. Like it was like crazy. We were like walking down, and we could like smell smoke, and we were like, "What?" Like everyone was kind of just like fishy at first with like the smoke smell. And they're like, "Yeah, we're going back to the gate. Like everyone's got to get off." So we all get off, and then for like a couple hours, we're kind of just like playing the waiting game, like waiting to see what's going on, and then. Yeah, then like 3 hours later, they're like, all right, like the maintenance like did their job, like we're gonna be reboarding whatever pretty soon.
Wait a second. The same plane?
Different plane.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, same plane. Sorry.
Same plane. No.
I thought you meant from Sunday for some reason, but no, literally.
No.
Yeah.
I would never get on that plane. Never.
Like this engine, like they were like claiming like, oh, it'll just be a quick fix or whatever. I'm like, is it really gonna be a quick fix? I mean, it's smoking right now. Like, then they literally just were like, yep, it's canceled. Like, okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll tell you what makes a good poke.
Let's hear it.
So, of course, there's different variations, but one of my favorites is just shoyu limu poke. So that's just poke. So the ahi, right? Shoyu or soy sauce, I guess.
So could you tell me definitively why? Like if there's somebody that comes to you and be like, no, listen, man, I think the Amex trifecta can outperform. I think the Chase trifecta can outperform. What is it about the Capital One Duo that makes you think like, hey, it's good for most people out there? What do you think?
All right, we'll start with the AMX trifecta. First of all, it's $945.
Right.
I'm not paying half a full month's rent if you're paying like $1,000, $2,000 for rent. I'm not paying that much money for 3 carts.
Limu, which is like seaweed, it's not like seaweed like nori or like a flat seaweed. Limu is like it looks almost like tree branches, I guess you could say, but it's like crunchy. It's crunchy and salty.
Yeah.
And then some raw white onions, and then maybe some garlic if you're feeling special. Maybe some sesame oil. Mix that together. That's a really clean and basic poke. Like if you go out to your store and just put those like 5 ingredients in there, you're gonna have a much better time eating that as opposed to the most poke bowls you're buying on the street, and it's probably gonna be cheaper too.
One can argue the $1,500 in benefits, but one can also argue that if you don't live in a city, you're not going to be utilizing all of the benefits. Like for me personally, I've lived probably in a suburban area all my life. Like that was the first time I learned about Saks Fifth Avenue. Like that, like down here we have Dillard's or like Nordstrom.
Dillard's.
Like I don't know what Saks Fifth Avenue is.
Love it. Ooh. And she came with a quote.